Hello friends, welcome back to that 1870s homestead. My name's Rachel and today is a very late sweet potato harvest day. Not very late, I'd say like 2 weeks late. So what I did is I went through and cut back all the vines before I got you guys out here and pulling the staples from this landscape fabric. And this is our first year growing in landscape fabric, period. And we selected 3 crops to do that with: sweet potatoes, our brassicas, and our regular potatoes. And while I was out here, I usually like to bring you guys with me when I do my sweet potato harvest because it's like so fun. But I discovered a pretty sad discovery that I want to blame on the landscape fabric, but I'll see what you guys think. So let me grab you and bring you down. It's a beautiful fall day. It's mid-60s, cool. It really, like, the air feels like one of those first really warm spring days that you get after being cooped up from all the cold, and you're like, oh, let's get outside and play. That's what it feels like. But here's a really good example of what I found. Set you guys down without falling. It's really windy out today. Look at this. A sweet potato just eaten hollow. Just the skin left. And my guess is we have a lot of mice. I know a lot of people deal with voles. I've never seen or witnessed a vole, but lots of mice. And I'm wondering if the landscape fabric didn't provide just the perfect little house environment for them to burrow under and live. And they had just all this food. They weren't exposed to predators to come and get them. So we'll see. I should go get something to start digging though. But I did find a few good ones, but I think for the majority, they might be pretty nibbled on. We're gonna see. So let me go grab, yeah, here's another one. Just eaten hollow. Let me go grab and see what we can dig up. All right, this is plant number 1, growing up at the north side of the bed, or I should say the east side of the bed. Little potatoes so far. Nothing else in that one. You know, something I struggled with that when I was harvesting my potatoes was, it felt to me like without proper drip irrigation underneath your landscape fabric, just relying on the rain to be able to penetrate this enough before runoff, or watering with a water hose. I don't feel like it was as effective as, like, you would probably need proper drip irrigation for it to work well. But look what I discovered. So I grew potatoes here 2 years ago, and this one was a volunteer. I discovered quite a few volunteers. Like, here's another example. That's clear chew marks, right? So it's not insect damage. That is, you can see like little teeth marks. Something's in here eating these potatoes. So I'm gonna keep digging. We'll see what we get. I'll bring you guys along. Hopefully I get more excited as we go, because I really do like the joy of harvesting sweet potatoes. They're my favorite vegetable to consume. And I've got some fun videos of some great harvest. Why I'm so excited is sweet potatoes are my absolute favorite vegetable. And when I learned that I could grow them up here in Michigan by accident last year, oh, it's like Christmas. Oh, so happy. Oh, I broke them. So it's such a bummer when you break them. Oh no, come out. Got him. So that would have been a good one. It's a good sized sweet potato. He'll just be first eaten, you know, clean him up, cut off that end, and still tossing out so many rocks from the garden from that bad compost I got brought in, and it had just so much rock in it. All right, I'm gonna keep talking and talking, and we're not gonna pay attention to what we're doing. Alrighty. Oh, here's another one. Top eaten all the way off. That's a good one. Really good. In my hand. Couple more smalls. I did absolutely nothing particular regarding fertilizing these potatoes. These were Beauregard variety from slips. I've grown for years now, and you know, from my own sweet potatoes, and that's probably one of my biggest recommendations, even though this may not be a great yield. I know that this variety has been cultivated over years to our growing conditions because I just use my own harvest to grow next year's slips. And these were grown from 2-year-old sweet potato slips, or 2-year-old sweet potatoes. So pretty cool. They'll last a long time. Nice and loose soil though in here. This soil looks much, much better than where the regular potatoes were growing. It's much more loose. I can see life, you know, insects and worms as I'm digging through here. So I guess that is a little bit better of a result than like when I dug up my sweet potatoes. Oops, broke another one. Or dug up my regular potatoes. It was like that soil was barren. Like all life form had left. That's another nice one. Beautiful. But because you have to have a decent size hole, well, I don't know that we had to have this big of a size hole, to be honest with you. Let me hold it up. So we made holes about like that size, probably exactly the palm of my hand in the fabric. We definitely had a lot of weed come up in it that I didn't stay up on. So they did have quite a bit of weed competition throughout the growing conditions. And then I would say all of September was pretty much drought. So, and I did no supplemental watering in September. So could it have been better? Probably, but that's okay. Okay, see all this? That's all sweet potato been chewed up. It's like you want to get onto your kids or something, like, guys, stay out of the garden. Well, what you gonna do? I guess my biggest thing is, have you ever dealt with that? And you know, some type of rodent has gotten in here and had just a field day. Like, oh, that is so delicious. Thank you for growing that for me. It wasn't for you, but hopefully we had plenty to share. That's another tip. Always grow more than you think you need because of things like this. You never know, birds are gonna get into your crops, other pests, squash bugs, all that kind of stuff. So grow more than you think you need and you might just get what you want. So we'll see what we end up with. All right, so I'm gonna stop talking because you guys saw at the beginning of the video, I've got this big bed to do. So I'll just set you guys up, and if I find any more discoveries, I'll be sure to bring you guys along. Finally, a nice one. We'll turn that frown upside down. Well, I'm getting to about the halfway point of the bed, and I would say at least 50%, if not closer to 70%, are chewed on. So, like half of it gone. I don't know. I'm saving the big ones that are chewed on, and I'm thinking that when I get in the house, I'm just gonna cut the affected part off and dice them up and freeze them for like roasted potatoes. I don't know. I hate to let that much go to waste. Sad. There's just like, I showed you guys the little bits, you know, like let me nibble this up, and it's just all through underneath here where they've done that. Like here, I just pulled this one whole plant up. 8 on all of them. So I don't know if I can blame it on the landscape fabric. I don't know. Maybe we just had a bad mouse year and not enough snakes and things to eat the mice. Because I'm sitting here thinking like they love to live in my Ruth Stout garden just as much, and I don't know if that would have been any better. So I don't know. Questioning it all. Oh, bummer. So basket behind me is kind of keep, and then that pile off to the side is a little too far gone. Not even anything left on the plant or root to be worth trying to keep. Not my typical happy sweet potato harvest day. But I'm having fun playing in the dirt. I like just being out in it, and not going to be much longer time that we get to get our hands in the dirt and it's all going to be frozen and too cold. Oh, I'm trying so hard not to get discouraged. Let me tell you what, because I've got some absolutely beautiful big sweet potatoes, but they're chewed through or even hollow in some cases. I'm not gonna get discouraged. I'm gonna say, okay, mice, I guess you needed it for some reason to feed some other animal later in the season. Oh, bummer. I think I have 1, 2, 3 more rows to harvest. So we're almost to the point. If you stayed with me till this long, thank you. Almost to the point to show you the reveal. And what I did was, you know, kept them separate so I can show you guys like how much was really a loss. I just don't think I want to use this landscape fabric again. I want to go back to Ruth Stout and just deep mulch. And I don't know that it would have made a difference, honestly, in this case, because mice are going to harbor wherever they are, or if it's voles or whatever. They're going to find a way to burrow in the soil and get those yummies. I mean, I would have had just some great sweet potatoes. I would say 90% of them have at least a bite out of them. But like this one, is there even enough like not chewed on that's worth harvesting? Probably not. Something like this, I can cut and at least dice that end up. Not worth it. These little ones, I can just, at least like that one I broke, but this one was a chew. Maybe. I'm gonna take any of the questionable ones in the house and decide. Like some of them were so ate up, like they even started sprouting. They're like, I'm giving up the ghost, I'm done. So I'm probably gonna have like a basket. I normally have like 2 bushels at least of sweet potatoes. And the ones that aren't chewed on are like the fingerlings, which are great for like roasting sweet potatoes. We like them. Or just dicing up and throwing in the air fryer. It's a great way to harvest them, but so many of them just chewed on. Okay, preservation. I'll take these in the house. What sweet potatoes want, which we can never achieve here in Michigan, is they want at least 70 degrees and high humidity to cure properly. And I mean, I'll get 70 degrees in my home this time of year, but not the high humidity that they're looking for. So I just lay them out on a piece of cardboard and let them air dry and then put them in the basement. Not something like that. I mean, listen to it. Hold on, let me put you by the microphone. Just hollow. You can't help but laugh. They were so hungry, I guess. Anyway, 70 degrees, high humidity. I don't ever get that. And I still don't have a problem storing my sweet potatoes. You can eat them straight out of the ground, but they get sweeter with age. Well, as they cure, I should say. So I try to wait like at least 2 weeks before eating them. Now, if any of these are so bad that like I have to cut into them, like something like this, it has a lot of good sweet potato left, I'll just cut the end off that critters ate. I'll dice them up. I'm not going to be able to let those cure. I'm just going to have to stick them in the freezer, and they're still good. They're just not as sweet. So I know a lot of people probably wouldn't be comfortable eating something that a mouse is chewed on. I'm not one of those people. If a mouse is chewed on it, I just cut that part off and eat it. I mean, it happens even in our pantry. We live in an old farmhouse. We get mice, and if a mouse gets into one of my sweet potatoes with a little nibble, I just cut that part off. I don't know about you guys if you feel that way, or if there's any concerns that I don't have or should have that I don't have about that, let me know. But I'm pretty laughable at this. Kind of looks like a little man, doesn't it, with a big nose looking out to the side. Hello, you found me. That's pretty fun. And we had quite a few other like just normal Kennebecks. So it's a lot of food. Not a ton of food, but it's a lot of food. And that's more than enough sweet potatoes for Todd and I for till next season. But like to, you know, do a lot of fun things with, whether it's sweet potato pie, or I like to make sweet potato biscuits, or share sweet potatoes with the kids if they want them. There's not a lot to go around. So I don't know what I'll do differently next year. I think most importantly, I'll go back to not using landscape fabric in my garden. The benefits didn't, I mean, like, I'll just show you the raw and dirty, right? That is my brassica tent. And once I pulled those brassicas and harvested them, it was just weeds galore. So I don't know that it offers that much help from a weeding perspective. So that's that. Like, I mean, so I'm gonna get like some of my big ones that they just chewed all up. And then like ones that are just shells, literally just shells. Sad day, sad day. So, sorry. But thanks for coming with me in the garden and harvesting these sweet potatoes. I don't think me being 2 weeks late did this much damage. Like, if I would have gotten out here 2 weeks ago, surely a mouse couldn't do this, or mice couldn't do this much damage in just 2 weeks. Maybe. I don't know. But this officially wraps up, well, no, not officially. I still have like a bed and a half of carrots to harvest. But I think what I'm going to do is just harvest those on like warm winter days or warm late fall days when it's a really great day to get outside after being cooped up in the house, because I don't need them right now. And that'll just be a fun thing to get out here and do.